Molly Pitcher. Everyone knows Molly Pitcher. She's on textbook covers. She's got statues. She has a rest stop named after her on the New Jersey Turnpike. You think you know the story, but they left some shit out. She was a 22-year-old who could have very well been pregnant at the time, smoked and chewed tobacco, and cussed just as well as any soldier in the Continental Army. She straddled a British cannonball, and the only thing said about it, if she said anything at all, was probably not printable. Her name? Molly Pitcher. And of course, that's really not her name.
That does it!
Born October 13th, 1754, allegedly, the daughter of a German immigrant butcher in Philadelphia, no education whatsoever. And I mean, you're lucky if people even wrote down when you were born, because a lot of times people were just being born on the floor. You were lucky if somebody had a written account of it. She ended up marrying a barber named William Hayes. Now, William enlisted as a gunner in the 4th Pennsylvania Artillery in 1775, and Mary did what thousands of wives did. She became a camp rat, doing the laundry, the cooking, the nursing the sick, unglamorous glue that pretty much held the Continental Army together. Colonel Thomas Proctor's 4th Continental Artillery was engaged at Brandywine in Germantown in 1777, which almost certainly means Mary was near the fighting both times. Then there's Valley Forge, the same winter that Polly Cooper showed up with the corn. Mary was probably out there for that too. And here's where the whole Molly Pitcher thing actually comes from, and it's way more boring than a legend. During Valley Forge, the Continental Army trained under Baron von Steuben. Anyways, Mary and the other camp rats pretty much served as water carriers, carrying water to the troops drilling on the field. Artillerymen also needed water to soak the sponge that they used to clean out the gunpowder and just all the gunk after each shot.
You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
Troops would shout Molly Pitcher whenever they needed her to bring some fresh water, and that's it. That's the origin. She was a water lady. Her name was Mary. Molly was just a common nickname for Mary at the time. She carried pitchers. One thing us Americans are really good at is very, very short form math. So 1 + 1 = you got fucking Molly Pitcher now. Completely undramatic origin story for what became one of the most dramatic moments in the entire war. June 28, 1778, the Battle of Monmouth, one of the longest sustained combat engagements of the entire Revolutionary War, and the biggest cannon duel of any battle in the conflict. Picture it, New Jersey, late June. Man, that had to suck, because we didn't have moisture-wicking clothing and synthetic fibers and this and that, and these dudes are out there wearing wool. Miserable late June heat. The kind of day where you just drop from heat exhaustion. And turns out, before a single shot is fired, about 50 soldiers did die from heat and dehydration that day. Not any fire. No. Helios smited them. Mary was on the American gun line. She was up on the gun hill, Green Ridge, with Colonel Proctor and his company. And she's running water back and forth, open ground, no cover, constantly under fire all morning. Then her husband collapsed. Some say heat stroke, some say battle wounds. Either way, homeboy dropped. She heard the order to retire the cannons. Wasn't enough gunners left to man it. So she stepped up. She said she could serve the gun. And boy, did she. You remember earlier on when I started this stuff and I talked about that kid who wrote in his journal and the journal happened to survive, Joseph Plum Martin? Yeah, that dude, he was near the lines with Mary. He wrote it all down in his diary. A woman who attended the piece the whole time, didn't leave, just worked. While she was reaching for a cartridge, one foot stretched out as far as it could step. A cannonball from the enemy went right through her legs. It took away the lower part of her petticoat. That's it. Still breathing, Still have all my appendages. Looks back up. This fucking cannon needs loaded. Gets right back to work. Fucking cannonball between her legs, and she was like, oh, I'm good. Whatevs. And our guy, Joseph Plum Martin, Eat Bark, Win Wars, he was there when it happened. He wrote it down. Honestly, those two deserve each other. There's a whole gaggle of folk who deserve this. General Washington asked about the woman he'd seen loading a cannon with artillerymen. He noted her courage, allegedly issued her a warrant as a non-commissioned officer on the spot, earning her another nickname that she'd carry the rest of her life. Ladies and gentlemen, the thing about history is once it gets wrote down, these rich old white motherfuckers tend to not believe anything else. So, you know, that's still the reason why we have a white Jesus hanging up in the house. There's no record of the promotion in official military documents. Multiple versions exist. Washington either just complimented her, thanked her personally, gave her some gold, or promoted her, depending on which account you read. I don't know exactly what happened. Believe it or not, as old as I look, I wasn't fucking there. What we do know, however, is Washington noticed. And whatever he said, she went home as Sergeant Molly. Yeah, I try to teach history on the internet. And since we are talking about a woman, here's where it gets really complicated, but in the best possible way. Identifying the real Molly Pitcher gets murky because Margaret Corbin served in the same artillery regiment as Mary Lou. She also took her husband's place on the firing line when he went down. Margaret Corbin was the first woman pensioned by the Continental Congress. So she holds the unique honor of being the only soldier of the Revolutionary War buried at West Point. So there might be two. There's probably fucking 60. To be honest with you, there's probably more than we can collectively count. Regardless, there are two women who essentially did the same thing in the same regiment, in the same war, at the same battle. And, you know, like history likes to do, it just kind of smooshed them into one nickname and called it a myth. If you don't understand what I'm trying to say, history didn't just forget these women. It combined them into one person and then put them on a rest stop in New Jersey. After the war, Mary and William went home to Carlisle, Pennsylvania, had a son, built a life. William died sometime after the war, and historians can't even fucking agree on what exact year that was. Quite honestly, feels pretty appropriate for this story, because nobody can do anything right the first time. Kinda liked it. Anyways, she remarried a man whose name historians can't even agree on, which pretty much tells you every fucking thing you need to know about how much attention anyone was paying to Mary at this point. Stole a bunch of money off of her and disappeared, because of course he did. I just snorted a mosquito. She spent the rest of her life working as a general servant in Carlisle, cleaning houses, washing windows, caring for children and sick people. The same work she's pretty much always done, just back to the whole nobody ever paid any attention to her thing. In 1822, 44 years after the Battle of Monmouth, the Pennsylvania state legislature finally awarded her a pension, $40 a year. I'll throw the math up on the screen. The paperwork listed the reason why she was getting this as services she rendered. Like, unspecified, couldn't even fuck. Once again, unspecified. Somebody forgot to actually write down what she did. Except for Joe. Thank God for Joe. Joseph, you're the homie keeping this thing alive, bro. I appreciate that. Mary died January 22nd, 1832 in Carlisle. Buried in the old graveyard under the name Molly McCulley. On July 4th, 1876, on the 100th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence, the citizens of Carlisle finally erected a white marble monument over her grave. A cannon and a flagstaff were added in 1905. The Molly Pitcher statue erected above her tombstone was in 1916. And wouldn't you know it, that monument that they unveiled in 1876 recorded the wrong death year, listed her age as 70, which would place her birth about 9 years off from every other freaking account of her. Like, I'm stupid as shit, and I'm able to do all of this. Granted, we have the internet now, but regardless, there was a lot of people who wrote stuff back then. Obviously, we were free from England because of people being able to write. She can't even catch a break in the fucking marble. She wasn't the idealized painting in the tricorn hat. She was a 22-year-old lady from a German immigrant family who followed her husband to war, carried water through cannon fire all fucking morning, watched him drop down because nobody could write shit down. She stepped up to the gun, took a cannonball between the legs, kept loading, and didn't stop until the battle was over. Washington noticed. Pennsylvania gave her $40. 44 years later, her second husband robbed her blind, then fucked off. Historians can't agree on his name or when William died or when she was born or fuck all. But this is a very important part. On the New Jersey Turnpike, there is a rest stop in honor of Molly Pitcher. The real Molly Pitcher. Mary Hayes. She ain't in the book. And the legend is, well, doesn't matter. The legend's got it wrong. See you tomorrow. You want to support me? Share this. If you stayed through the whole time, I really appreciate that. That's awesome. Good on you. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know. Like, I listen to podcasts while I'm doing laundry or while I'm driving. So if that's the case, then great. It's coming soon. Long form videos will be here before we know it. I have come to notice exactly how autistic I am, which is a fucking good thing. And don't let anybody ever fucking tell you otherwise. Be smarter than them. We can't fucking help it.